What is it the kids say? Let's spill the tea. I'm not cool enough for that, am I? No. So, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. If you know my face, hello. If you don't, hello. I don't really want to film this video, not because I'm a prude by any means. I just feel like as a creator, there's certain things that people just don't talk about. But I've watched this video on a couple of people's channels. Like I watched Alfie Days' video, like I'm an actual child, and I was just fascinated. Not that he really divulged any tea. I mean, I'm using that word again, but I just loved it. So the fact that I got really excited about watching it, I was like, I've got to do it for my lovely viewers, haven't I? So here we are, basically. I also watch Ellie Darby, and she did a video with her boyfriend a few months ago now that was called Say It or Shot It. And it was just fascinating. She's normally quite PC with what she says, and she was just going for it, really, and I was just mesmerised. So here we are. I asked on Instagram for your questions that you think I've avoided answering. I think that's how I worded it. And yeah, you guys did not hold back. I haven't really looked at the questions. I've tried to not look, so I get punched in the face with them today, which will be great fun. But I did notice one question that was probably the most asked, which was, sorry, my hair's itching my nose. How do you get your killer brows? I mean, it was asked one time, so it wasn't the most asked question, but they're actually natural. I just put a bit of colour in them, mostly eyeshadow. I just get a little brush and do them with eyeshadow because I've got no idea what I'm doing with makeup, really. So without further ado, let's get going. This got asked a lot. Are you still trying to lose it? And will you change your name from Lose It Like Lauren? So in terms of losing weight, am I still trying to lose weight? No, I'm not trying to lose weight. At the moment, I'm putting my health, my body, and respect for my body above all else. I have changed up my diet a bit, so I'm eating a lot more fruits and vegetables because I got to a massive point where I was just not respecting my body at all. I think it was the aftermath of the breakup where I just, well, the only way I can kind of describe it is self-harm, where I wasn't moving my body, I was eating crap all the time. Don't get me wrong, eating crap is amazing, but everything in moderation. And yeah, it just got out of control. I'm also going to the gym, so I'm going swimming 4 times a week. I do about 35 minutes in the morning. I go swimming 6 o'clock. No, that's a lie. That lie just flowed out of my mouth. I'm in the pool at 7, so it feels so good to just do it for the respect. The thing I try and aim for is body neutrality. Body neutrality, so no matter where my body is in terms of size, I'm feeling neutral about it. It's not like trying to do self-love all the time, and it's not hate. It's just like, right, this is the body I have. This is where it is at this time in my life. It was here. I don't know where it's going to be. And all I can do at the moment for myself is to move my body and to eat what I want to eat intuitively, trying not to overeat, drinking water, all this stuff. So just the basic things that have made me feel really great. I'm drinking a lot of water as well. So I actually feel like I'm in the best position I've been in quite a few years, which feels weird. I kind of feel like an overwhelming feeling of peace right now because I'm doing what I want when I want, and I'm putting myself first, which feels great. With regards to changing my name, Lose It Like Lauren feels like an identity to me, even though obviously I'm not losing weight consciously, specifically. Intentionally, there we go. A viewer of mine actually once said, why don't you change the meaning of Lose It Like Lauren? So before you were, losing weight, obviously, and now you're like losing diet culture and losing all of these societal pressures that we have on us as women. And I liked that because I get messages all the time That's a lie. Maybe like one a month saying, why don't you change your name to Live It Like Lauren? Live it. I mean, no offence. If you've messaged me that, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. Part of me would love to change it to something completely different. But I know other people that have changed their names and they lose people who follow them because the people don't realise they changed their names and then they can't find them, and it all just seems too much faff to change it. So at this present moment, I've got no plans to change my name. That was spent way too long on that first question, so apologies if we're like 20 minutes in. Let's do another one about weight before I move on. Are you unmotivated to lose weight again, or do you just not care anymore? Now, I think so many people see weight gain as lazy, as slovenly, as all these negative things, and just because somebody is overweight or has been putting on weight, that they don't care about themselves, that they're unmotivated, all these things. I would say I probably care about myself more than I've cared, as I just said, for a long time. As far as being unmotivated, I'm so motivated right now. I know I don't film a lot, so it's unfair of me to just be like, meh, when I haven't told you what I'm doing in so long. But I feel like we need to change the narrative that there is out there about fat people being lazy, fat people being, insert bad word here. And yeah, no, I would say that is the opposite of what I am. When did you have your first experience with a woman? And how did it make you feel? When did I have my first experience with a woman? I want to say 12 years ago, maybe. 12 years ago, with a friend of a friend at a house party. Yeah, it was a drunken fumble, consensual drunken fumble. And to be honest, I don't know if this is too much information. It feels like far too much information. I don't know if this is terrible. I'm going to say it, and if I keep it in, you're welcome. So basically, I was touching her, let's say, and I didn't realise this, but she had a period. So she had a tampon in, but I could feel it, and I kept like poking it, and I kept like jabbing it with my finger because I was like, what's that? And then she kept like squirming a bit. So I think it was terrible for both of us. She kept like squirming a bit, and it was only like ages later that I was like, shit, that was that. I wouldn't have done that if I had had my period. Or I would have said, keep it up top, because business at the bottom, party at the top, something like that, because it's it was awkward the next morning, I tell you that much. Next question. Do you ever regret making your weight loss journey so public? Love you and your channel, by the way. Thank you. No, I don't. Firstly, it's great to have it to look back on. And secondly, I think that we are all sold this unrealistic ideal that when you lose weight, all of your problems are solved. Sorry, can't get my words out today. When you lose weight, all of your problems are solved, and that's not the case. And I think my journey, as I've depicted it, has been obviously very real life. I hope that I've given some reality to this process for you lot. I know that's going to sound big-headed, but I feel like we're so used to seeing just a static before and after that you think, wow, that person must have done that transformation so quickly. They must be like living their best thin life now, all these things. And it's just not that simple. That is not what it's about. It's not. I think that my YouTube channel has shaped me into this incredible person that I am, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So, This was a very popular asked question. So, what happened between you and your ex? So when me and my ex met, we fell so hard and so fast for each other. It was nothing I'd ever experienced, nothing I'd ever felt. It just changed my world, it really did. But over time, things just changed. Since the breakup, actually, I've learned so much about love languages and about attachment styles. And we were just so different in both of those things. I don't think we really knew how to love each other properly. And because we'd fallen so hard, I think we were always kind of chasing that beginning, as so many relationships do, and we just weren't good for each other. Our breakup was mutual. It was after we'd come back from Cyprus, and we'd been there for 2 months, and it was just time. It was time. We both showed love and showed affection and wanted love and wanted affection in both very different ways. And I can see that now, but at the time, I just felt very unloved. I felt very unattractive, like I wasn't a good person, all these things. So I was constantly trying to make things up and apologising. Yeah, all these things that made me lose myself. I saw a quote yesterday that said, your self-respect has to be stronger than your feelings. And poof, let me say that again. Your self-respect needs to be... Wait. Your self-respect needs to be bigger than your feelings. Because I was just forever chasing that first bit of our relationship. And obviously things change. And another quote would be, not everybody is for us, and that's okay. There's a book called Attached that I really want to read. It talks about all attachment styles and things like that. I still love her a hell of a lot, but we just weren't compatible, and it's as simple as that. And we were hurting each other being together. What I think we definitely realised when we were in Cyprus, that we just weren't meant for each other. And as heartbreaking as that is to even say now, I think we've done each other a massive favour in breaking up. Attachment says, I love you and I want you to make me happy. But genuine love says, I love you and I want you to be happy. And that was exactly it. We both weren't flourishing how we should be. And I really wish her all the best. We're not in contact. And yeah, we had some really fun times. Whew. Right, more about eyebrows. Has your weight gain made you more confident in your body? Yes and no. So my weight gain my new acceptance has made me more confident, because the acceptance doesn't really, my weight doesn't matter when it comes to acceptance. Recently I've been wearing clothes I want to wear. I've been wearing bright colours. I've been wearing dresses. I've been wearing just things that make me feel good. I wore a crop top the other week, and I just feel great. I don't necessarily think that's weight gain specifically. But in terms of body confidence in bed, for instance, I've always been very body confident, because I'm of the mind, if I don't have to see myself, I'm all right. I'll happily walk around naked. It doesn't bother me. But if I was to look at myself in the mirror, I mean, right now I'd be fine, but at my worst, I wouldn't be able to look. I would look away. So if I was, So I think the acceptance and the physical workouts that I've been doing, just feeling proud and feeling strong, has helped a lot as well. Yeah, it's so interesting how powerful the mind is over the body. We're taught that the way our body looks should be the way we feel, but actually it's the other way around. It doesn't matter how you look, it's how you feel that will override whatever weight you are. Don't tell me how to get there, because I've got just no idea. One about money. Money. Are you struggling financially? Do you really like living in your current flat? I do like my current flat. It's too small for me. I feel like I like it. It's perfect for me, but I'd like more space. My current living standard, I suppose, is I feel very privileged to be able to live in a studio, do all these things. But at this current way I'm living, I am struggling. But then I'm obviously not struggling enough to make me move into a single room, for instance. So, yes, I am struggling. But that is also because when I was working for the landlord and working for my mum, I had 2 wages coming in. So That was great. That was really good. Because I just had a lot of money. But now I have one wage coming in and I don't earn a lot. So I miss the days that, I mean, who wouldn't love having two wages coming in? I definitely didn't make the most of it. Definitely didn't. But yeah, as I said, I pay about £800 in rent here, including bills and everything. So if I know that the landlord has other rooms for like £500 a month, for instance. So if I was really struggling, I could move into one of them. But don't mind a bit of struggle. You need a bit of struggle in your life. Don't want to let myself get away too easily. This one was asked so many times. How do you feel when you watch your old videos of when you were smaller? This is a great question. A lot of the other kind of variations of the question were, do you feel sad? How, you know, what kind of emotions, blah, blah, blah. I feel sad that I didn't appreciate myself then. I was so blinded. I was so blinded by a goal. I didn't even know what that goal was. All I knew was that I wasn't there, no matter how much I lost. I watched a video today. Someone on Instagram sent me it. It was the I Am Enough video. I'll play it here. And I look skeletal. But yet I could not see it. And no one around me, apart from one friend, said that they were worried about me. Weight loss is always celebrated until you're like too skinny, like anorexic. But because I still had curves, slightly, I say curves, just fat, I suppose, fat that was just distributed, like my back rolls, for instance. When I had my tummy tuck, I still had back rolls, and I considered the back rolls to still be a failing because it was still fat on my body. I don't feel sad because I've gained weight. I feel sad because I didn't see, I didn't have the love for myself I have now. I'm not just saying this to kind of like get out of it, but I'm very happy with what I've been through and where I am now, because I feel like I've climbed the mountain now and I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Stop that. It makes me sad because and also I have a thing at the moment where I feel really old, which is ridiculous. I just do, and I'm just like I wasted so much time. But then we all do it. We all waste so much time, and I know I have a massive age range of viewers. And I'm probably going to get told off for saying that I feel old, because I spoke to my auntie yesterday on the phone and she was like, "You're so young," and I was like, ah. Well, to be honest, I'm loving my hair. Can we just have a minute for my hair? Yeah, I feel like I've wasted a lot of my life, and that's what makes me sad, not the size thing. Are you ever going to go back to filming your workouts, especially March for March? Oh, March for March. Maybe. Yeah, let's do March for March next year. If you don't know what March for March is, my friend Kieran came up with it, where you just walk every day in March. Simple as that. For how long you want, no matter, where you're going, doesn't matter, just walking every day. And I've never actually completed it, so maybe 2021's the year. Are you low-key dreaming to be skinny? No. I'm low-key dreaming right now of my body not feeling like it's hard work to move, and not feeling like it's hard work to climb three sets of stairs, for instance. I think we all have this idea of a perfect body that we have in our heads, and to actually be, just clicked the camera, to actually be happy with our bodies right now, we need to get rid of that. We need to kind of mourn that image of the perfect body. When you get rid of that, you can kind of be happy with where you are. I can see clearly now. Do you look to your parents for guidance on heavy stuff? I am close to my parents, yeah. But I think I talk to my friends a lot more than I talk to my parents. I do talk to my mum though, and I do talk to my dad. Normally my mum will tell my dad things, and then I'll talk to my dad about it. But I won't generally tell my dad firsthand because, I don't know, it's always kind of been that way. I did have a big chat with my mum this week though that was great. I'm of the thinking though, like sometimes I don't want to, my mum is like so hardworking and so all these things that sometimes I don't want to bog her down with my things. But yeah, my mum is probably the wisest person I know, because she's old. No, because She's just an old soul, my mum, and I'm incredibly lucky to have both of them. This is a good one, are you as confident as you appear to be? Yes and no. So yes, I'd say, because this is me. This is me. Look out, cause here I... Stop it. Yes and no. Sometimes I can go into a hole and not want to do it. Like, mum will be like, call this person and tell them that they can book the villa. And I'll be like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I'll go to like 10-year-old me who was scared of the phone. Were you scared of like calling people when you were younger? Like, if your mum was ever like, call this person. I remember wanting to have this girl over for like tea when I was a kid, and made my mum call her. Mum was like, if you wanted to come round, you've got to do it. And I was like crying. She was horrible, so I wish I hadn't bothered, but the girl, not my mum. And also now I get anxiety when the phone rings now. So full circle. I am confident. I think I put it on a bit, because everyone has that facade, don't they? Like, yes and no. I think it depends on time and place, with if I'm with my friends, and the subject. So that was the most ridiculous answer. Depends on the weather. Do you suffer from clinical depression? Nope. There's been depression in my family, so I'm very aware of what it is, and and touch wood, no, I don't. I think the word depression is completely overused. I think we've lost the ability just to say, I feel sad, but I am fortunate enough to have not had it. Is railing against societal norms on body image tiring? Makes me so angry that it is this way. Yes and no. To me, it's not very tiring because I don't do it a lot. And I think that a lot of people who follow my videos and watch me are learning about it with me. I don't get... Where's wood? Touch wood. Where's wood? I don't get a lot of hate. And I think if I did, I think it would be a lot more tiring. But I think any kind of activism, not that I think I'm an activist in any way, but I think any activism is tiring. Have you ever committed a crime? I mean, driving without a seatbelt on down the road? That's lame. Have I ever committed a crime? I stole a nail varnish. It was the collection 2001. It was called Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I think it was either a lilac or it was like a pale mint colour. I stole it from Enfield Market when I was younger, and I was so horrified that I didn't ever steal again. But then doesn't everyone steal when they're younger? I'm sure they do. Have I ever committed a crime though? No, I've never been arrested. They've never caught me. How much money do you make from YouTube? So last month, because I didn't make any videos, I made